Letter buck. Consulting for free, why would anyone do this? One of the things is that I'm not talking about pro bono work, I'm talking about actually making this an intentional part of a consulting practice. Why would you do that? Okay. Well, okay. Well, here's the object of consulting, right? And there's two ways. One way is fee for deliverable. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, I tell you how much it's going to cost, and then I do that. Great way to make a lot of money if you're good at it. If you're not, it's a great way to lose your shirt. So most of us use the other model. The more you bill and the higher your rate, the more money you make. Now, hours are constrained. There's 24 in a day, right? So you got your life. You have your life choices, the things you do, and then you have work. Some of that is billable, some of that's paperwork around on your business, and then there's this stubborn other part called non-billable time, where you could be working, but you're not, at least not for pay. What do you do with it? We'll come back to that. Hours are constrained. Rates aren't really constrained. There's no upper bound on your rate, theoretically, but there's forces on them. The more you know, the higher a rate you can get. There's a confidence factor, and part of that is with the client. I mean, who would believe or take the advice of a $20 an hour consultant? And then there's downward forces on rates. Your knowledge gets obsolescent, particularly in technology. It depreciates. If you don't use your knowledge, it has shelf life. It tends to go away. Competition drives rates down, and then there's just the matter of conscience. I mean, do you really feel good about charging that much? I used to work for a company that hired us out by the hour, and this was the typical reaction to non-billable time. It's evil. Get rid of it. Sell, sell, sell. Get them billing even at cut rates. Now, when I was on the bench, I thought about it, and it occurred to me that non-billable time isn't bad. It's the lack of billable time that's bad. They're different, but it's important. And the reason why it's important is that non-billable time is inevitable. It never really seems to go away. My schedule doesn't mesh with the client's schedule, so I can't work. My marketing is no good. I can't generate leads. I can't close business. Or what I have to offer isn't what the market wants. All of those are sources of this inevitable non-billable time. But because it's non-billable time, it's mine. I can do what I want with it. I can go fishing. That's one of the perks and perils of being self-employed. I can work on my marketing. I can work on closing more business, or I can work on improving the value that I offer and basically making my market bigger by increasing the value I offer. So the obvious solution in non-billable time is this, is get out there and sell. But the trouble is that while you're out there selling, or even while you're billing, those downward pressures on your rates are lowering your value all the time. So if all you're doing is selling and billing, there's a problem. Or there's the, okay, where does value come from? 3 places. Solution value. What do I directly know that I can use to help a client? Domain knowledge. What do I know about that type of industry or that business function? And then general consulting knowledge. How do I bring my specialty knowledge to bear to help a client with their business? So the obvious way to improve my knowledge is education. Read a book, go to a class, go to a conference. Problems with that is that if you're reading it or hearing it from somebody else, you're late to the party. Maybe they're your competitors. They already know it. Or what if you're learning things that the market doesn't care about? You're not really improving your value even though you know more because there's a mismatch. There's a fun way to grow knowledge. Do your own research. If you're a software person like I am, write your own software, get involved with an open source project, all good stuff. But again, you're guessing whether that's what your market wants, and if it isn't, it's a hobby. Nothing wrong with hobbies, but if you're trying to grow value, you're missing. And then there's the stupid way. Let's just do free consulting. Well, why is it stupid? Well, you ought to be selling. You ought to be looking for work, not working for free. And people take advantage of it. Who will pay you once they find out you work for free? So this is a dumb idea. And it's also kind of embarrassing. I mean, you can't, it's like you can't get a date, you can't get a job, you can't get gigs, what's the problem? And it feels like avoidant behavior. If you don't like to sell, if you don't like to market, but you like to do consulting, or you wouldn't be doing it to begin with, isn't just sort of avoiding what you ought to be doing to begin with? Now, obviously, I don't think it's stupid or I wouldn't be standing up here talking about it. So when you think about consulting, there's things that I've learned that there's nowhere else other than working for clients that I would learn them, guaranteed. The book learning that I do for clients because they have a question is focused on what they want. I'm learning from people, not media, with all the messiness involved. I'm learning to apply knowledge in a consulting situation. That's new. Get references, and sometimes you get money. So learning is kind of complicated. This is the 4-step model. The best learning happens at the boundary between competence and incompetence, where you barely know how to do it. The best consulting happens over on the right, where you know how to do it really well, so that that concentrated focus is on what the client needs. Okay, so if I was going to consult for free for the purpose of growing my own value, how would I do it? First, offer it, feature it, it's a public offering, take proposals from clients, sort of the reverse, put legal protection around it so that we're both safe with intellectual property. There's 2 bullet points missing off that one, not sure. Okay, what happens to some of those objections? Well, yeah, I'm not marketing, but in a way I am, because what gets people's attention like free? What keeps me from getting ripped off? Well, I'm going to limit the number of these. I'm not going to take an infinite number of them, and I'm going to limit the hours. If paid work comes in, I'll switch over and do the paid work. We'll agree on that. Have I tried it? No, it's a recent idea, like about 3 weeks old. I do kind of friends and family free consulting kind of as a public service, and I think a lot of consultants do that. Plus, I want to get some legal advice, just because I don't mind feeling stupid or looking stupid, but I don't want to really be stupid. So I need to get some legal advice. Okay, brilliant idea, Robert. Why are you telling 85 people? Well, my lean startup friends tell me, Robert, brilliant ideas are a dime a dozen. It's brilliant execution that wins. So go ahead and get it out there. The talk forced me to think it through. I've already learned some things that I need to research. And finally, I want to get feedback. You just got 6 minutes of free consulting, and you can call me crazy providing you give me feedback. Thank you very much.